everyone. This is Praise Ekeng, right here in the heart of Cross River State, Calabar. I'm here at Cultural Center and I have a pleasure to talk with one of my most adorable person. Um, he happens to be also my senior colleague and of course the commissioner for arts and culture here in Cross River State. Um, Welcome, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Eric Anderson. I'm here to just have a little chat with you about the state of the cultural, state of the culture and arts in Cross River State. So please, sir, what can you really tell us about where do we stand?
Okay, we have a very rich culture in Cross River State. We have an extremely rich culture in the southern part of Cross River State. What we've been able to do in our administration is to identify our culture, brush it up, and market it all over again. We have done well in the past 6 years of Senator Professor Ayade's administration. So much so that in every senatorial district, we have a cultural event. We have the Northern Festival in the northern part of the state to celebrate New Yam amongst the 5 local governments in the north. We have the long-standing Leboko Festival in the central, which is in Ugep. And then we also have the Utumobong homage to the Obong of Calabar. You know, the Obong of Calabar is a first-class treaty, king. We have other cultural festivals around the south, like the Akachak Festival in Iban and the Ejagam Festival. The Ejagam Festival actually holds for a full month in December. Beyond what we have locally, we have also been able to show presence in national events like the International Drum Festival of the Abeokuta Ogun State, which of course the state made a mark. We've also done a few international travels to Egypt folklore, Egyptian folklore festival in 2016. We've been to Bangkok with our culture. We've been to Rio. So on the whole, I would say above average. We have not done bad, or we've done well.
Thank you so much, sir. So where does Cross River State stand in terms of collaboration with the international world when it comes to art? Because my mission as an artist of Cross River State and ambassador of the culture here is to try to showcase Calabar, Cross River State, to the international world. Where do we stand in terms of collaboration? What are the processes,
Okay, Ken, I would first of all like to commend you. Even on your arrival at the airport with all your masks, I could identify you. And that's a Ken, and you're doing a great job. I follow your posts, your dance institute, your personal, presentation that you throw up, and that's it markets what we have here. When you talk of collaborations, here in Cross River State, every December, we try to bring in every state. First of all, every state attends our cultural carnival. Then we also have the international festival, the international carnival, where about 20 to 30 countries, do come in. So what we have done is, first of all, to create a ministry of foreign affairs.
Okay.
It's a full-fledged ministry now. The commissioner there collaborates with, with embassies and all of that, checking up where there are festivals, there are, events, where the state can actually seize the opportunity to showcase. And in return, we also give an open invitation for our festival, for other countries to come down to Calabar and experience what we have here. In turn, it actually helps for exchange, right? We just can't be tucked here. We get to a destination all the way down. We can't be tucked here believing that, yes, we know of other cultures. No. If we do not have a platform where all of us meet, we cannot learn new dances.
Right.
We cannot learn new songs.
New songs.
We cannot even learn how best to present the dances and the songs. So most times when the countries and the states come, after those events, we exchange costumes. That's how we can have, a wardrobe,
costumes.
Different costumes. So Calabar is also that place where you come here and we will give you dance from any part of this country, and it would look just as if the real owners of the dance are the ones presenting. So of course there's that opening for collaboration. You are our ambassador, right? So also using this opportunity to urge you to look, as you're out there, look for more platforms where we can come and say, my governor says he gives into this sort of event. In a few weeks we'll be in Jamaica. Okay. We're still taking our culture there.
All right.
You understand what
well, I'm not far away from that.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll be in Jamaica by the end of the month. So you can also use your position as our cultural ambassador to create more avenues for collaboration between whatever country and your home state.
Yes. So quickly before I have two more questions. Now, due to the coronavirus pandemic, it has affected us as Cross Riverian to enjoy the 2020. I don't know what the plans is for 2021, the International Carnival, which everybody in the world looks up to that from its inception. Where do we start? What are the plans, and where do we represent the culture if we are not able to do this?
Okay, first of all, where we are here now, it's called the Arts and Crafts Village. Yeah?
Okay.
So what we did last year, because the carnival wasn't going to hold, but the festival was to quickly create huts, right? So we can showcase our culture, and our tourism, basically. So what happened here was a holding area for about 500 people at a time. 500 at a time. Now, this was a small crowd that you could process through the protocols of COVID-19 and all of that. And it was successful for 32 days. The entire December 2020 and 1st of January 2021. We had 500 people here every time, listening to good music, cultural music, having food, very local delicacy, very, very local. Mfi, ekpang, iwa, yekuba, all of that. Very, very. Our groundnut soup, you see, they will get stand with their afang and sauce and fish.
The meat, yeah.
So this was a holding area. Now, yes, the entire sector, we were even the most hit as tourism and our culture, basically. So we're the most hit, and nothing happened in the entire nation, the entire world last year. But going into 2021, there's been a little bit of ease, right? The numbers recorded are dropping.
Okay.
You understand? So we're positive that by December, right, one will be able to, to plunge out and put up a big show, bigger than that of 2019. The vaccines, people are taking vaccines, and also we encourage people, so that you need to stay safe for us to experience, it is hard for us to have a virtual experience of culture. You need to almost touch it.
Absolutely.
It's different. You understand? So you need to see it in real life, and that's the excitement. So yes, we're going to have our festival this year, 2021, and it promises to be bigger and better than the last. Now, one thing you also have to note is, since inception of this government of Senator President Ayadi, we've always had themes, intellectual themes for our carnival. So the carnival has become more intellectual.
Okay.
You understand? More competitive. Themes like climate change, themes like Africanism. So you just can imagine interpreting those themes on paper and putting it on the road with music, dance, and and all of that. So in a few weeks, we're going to unveil the theme for this year's festival and carnival. Right. Then from there, everybody plugs in. There's a blueprint for our festival. So it's just the plug-ins. So once that is unveiled, we'll plug in. Trust me, Calabar will be ready to host the world.
I am so happy once again. Honorable, I just went into our department and I found out that we added a new, more like a curriculum to the department, and I found out that we have the carnival studies. Right, right, and that to me was just amazing, and I think it's from the carnival that Calabar is known for that has given birth to that new curriculum. And so, where do we stand in the digital age of education and culture in art?
Well, a good thing we have that department nutrition, to media, theater, media, and carnival studies. We also do have a department for tourism. Right now, you agree with me that that's as a result of the spillovers, because it is a big business. It's a big business in Europe. It's a big business in Northern Europe. It is a big business in the Caribbean, right? So we also want to get into that, that business, so that in turn, right, our revenue can increase. So people need to go to school to study carnival, come out and practice carnival. So we also try to discourage capital flight. Where we need to bring people. Nobody organizes our carnival. It's our carnival, and we organize it from start to finish. We build our costumes. Every single thing, exactly. So in furtherance of that, we also, I would say, we're like consultants. There are a lot of states, they have the events, institutions. We always run down back to Calabar, to look for who to consult in terms of costumes, in terms of props, and all of that. So we're leading states in Africa when it comes to Carnival. Carnival, where we have a minimum of 20,000 revelers on the street. That is huge, actually. So that's how much we've done in our Carnival, as a matter of fact.
So my final question for you, sir, today is, I am a product of the Theatre Arts Department. I'm also a product of Cultural Center Board Calabar. Now, it looks like there's a little gap between that aspect of cultural presentation as related to Cultural Center Board. I don't know where like your office, what can be done to more, because when you talk about Cultural Center Board, if you observe, Cultural Center Board is the only almost cultural center in Nigeria. So their main goal, their main aim is to represent what your department is spearheading. But for me, it looks like there's a kind of, a little bit of gap in between. What can your administration do to enhance or provide more succor to lift the ministry or the Department of Arts and Culture?
Well, one would say welfare, right? We're trying our best to make sure that the welfare of the people working here is improved. But on the other hand, I know you've experienced it, that states usually send in slot to the national, right? So now the reason for that is that you go and have some experience that you bring back, exposure that you bring back to the local center. So we want to encourage that, using this medium to request of the federal government, for them to in turn request for more hands at the state level. So it makes the job easier.
Very easy.
It makes the job easier, so that there are people that are locally based that may never ever travel, but they know the dances from Madagascar.
Yes.
Because someone has gone to have the experience and exposure and has brought back, those dances. It's a work in progress. We just can do our bit, hoping that after our administration, the next government can take it up from where. But we are very, very conscious about continuity. We are extremely conscious about it. So I'd rather not create anything new, spend time to continue and sustain what I have exactly. So we're very, very intentional about that.
So I am here also under two auspices. Like I said, I am a cultural ambassador, self-made. So maybe one of these days I will be called by either the state or the nation to represent the country as a cultural ambassador. I've had opportunity to work with the Nigerian Association in Diaspora, both in UK and in America. Currently, I think I occupy one of the offices as a national secretary, which gives me joy. Please, sir, before I round up, I just want you to speak to the Nigerian, especially the Cross Riverian in diaspora, as it concerns the arts and culture in.
Okay, I'll just simply say, come home, come back home. Now, come back home, not that you get to relocate, but we need each other. All we're striving to do is to promote our culture from here, and we know you guys are doing your best out there, but let us try to bridge the gap. And King has shown how well to bridge the gap. You find time to come down to attend, to some of our festivals, to see family. Some level of exchange might, of course, will happen. Then we find platforms and opportunities for us to also come over. At any point in time, anything you need back here, there's a Ministry of Culture and Tourism Development that can help facilitate that. So we love you here and we wish you well.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much for this wonderful time. Again, I had opportunity to come back home, spend time with one of Nigerian famous theater artists, now a commissioner. So thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Please log on and subscribe, and we will do more. Please, sir, just let me put out there. Would you be interested in having a live conversation either Facebook or Twitter?
Anytime.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
So thank you guys very much. And again, it's praise right here in the heart of Cultural Center Board, Calabar. Thank you.